reimagine, reconnect, and reform. How can we get back into the salon? How can we bring the stylist back behind the chair? How can we get our owners and salons and stylists ready to go? That's the biggest question right now, isn't it? And that brings a lot of fear, a lot of paranoia, and a lot of uncertainty too. So I created this video with some bullet points behind those three words: reimagine, reconnect, and reform. So today I want to go through each one of those and what they mean to us to help us prepare for the reopening of our salons.
Let's reimagine ourselves and picture what it looks like in this new environment.
Reimagine. Create a new vision of yourself behind the chair, or yourself as an owner, or both. Things are changing so fast continually, and things are not the same as they were 2 months ago. There's going to be new restrictions, new guidelines. We have to start thinking about those. And what can we do right now to start preparing for those? So I made a few bullet points that I think are really cool and that could help us in that process. Again, let's start right now. Reimagine. Create that new vision of ourselves. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to do, that I'm going to do, is set a possible date to open. This will be based on your state's guidelines. So right now I am setting a date to open in May. Based on the information that we have today, that could definitely change. But with that being said, having a date to open will give you a guide and some goals to get to by that date. So set a possible date to open. By doing that, you can do so many other things. By doing that, now I can contact my clients 2 weeks prior to that date, and we can do that in so many different ways when we'll talk about that, how we can connect with them. There's a bunch of different things we're going to do. As we reimagine ourselves, we're also going to change our processing times. So we're going to have longer processing times per client. One client at a time. We need to start thinking differently. We're going to cater to their needs one person at a time instead of double booking. What else can we do? We're going to order all the supplies we need right now. We're going to stock up our shelves. Make sure we have your foil, bleach, products. Everything that needs to be done should be ordered now, and get your salon ready to go so there's no questions. There's going to be nothing that's going to stop you from a supply standpoint, and you want to be prepared. Proactive. PPE, protective equipment. We're going to need it, right? So try to order as much possible supplies as you can, from sanitization to masks, gloves, etc. Whatever we can get our hands on, we are going to try to order. And it can be difficult at this time, but I'm going to continue to try to order as much PPE as I possibly could. We're also going to clean and make our salon sparkle. By the time people come in, it's going to feel good, it's going to smell good, and it's going to look good. What else are we going to do? We're going to call back any utilities, cable, water services that we closed down. We are going to open them back up to make sure we're in full swing by the time our date opening is ready to go. And another thing we can be doing is self-educate. There's so many incredible online services right now. Free education everywhere. Learn a new haircut, a new coloring technique, a new styling technique. It doesn't matter what it is, something to keep you excited. Self-education. This is all about part one, reimagine yourself in this new environment.
It is time to reconnect with our clients. It is time to reconnect with our staff and coworkers and get our game plan together.
Reconnect. Reconnect with our clients. Reconnect with our staff, our coworkers. Let's start getting all on the same page. Now is the time to do that. How can we do that? I love to use my my software, Salon Iris I use. Great company. It allows me to do text messaging, personal text messaging to our clients. We have emails sent to all our clients. And we also have our social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So those three elements alone are huge. Text messaging, emails, and social media, number one. That's how we're going to connect. We also now are doing teleconsultations. Yep, right through our salon, right through our software, we can actually do virtual consultations and really find out a lot about our clients. Some of their needs, we could address product needs as well, and we could talk to possibly a new client through these telecommunications and virtual consultations to make sure it's the right client for us and we're the right stylist for them. If not, we could refer them to the right person, right? So I think going ahead in the future, especially taking new clients right now, these teleconsultations, virtual consultations will be huge. So I cannot wait to get into that too. And how about Zooming? Get your staff or your coworkers or everybody together and start Zooming at least once a week. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Collaborate with your stylists, with your coworkers. They have great ideas. They're in this together. We are all in this together. We are all on the same page. We need to stay safe and we need to stay connected and we need to know what we're going to do to start up our business. So again, collaborating with our stylists is huge. We need to reconnect in every possible way, and there's so many ways to do it. Reconnect.
Reform. It's time to reform the way we think behind the chair and follow new restrictions and guidelines.
Reform. Reform. Our salon doesn't look like it did 2 months ago. We need to reform things. How are we going to do that? What does that look like to us? Again, this can be an ever-changing cycle here, weekly, daily. We're going to find out from everybody, from the state, from the government, what these restrictions will be. So number one, follow the state's new guidelines and restrictions. That's number one. That's going to look a little bit different to everybody. Number two, one client at a time. No more double booking right now, at least right now. I can't wait to be able to go back to that. But for now, one client at a time. Which the good news is, they get a little bit more attentive service to them. One client at a time. How about a little more space between the stylists? Less people working at the same time. We're thinking about maybe 8 feet between stations to give a little more space and breathing room, make everyone more comfortable. What about no more handshakes right now? I'm a huge hugger, handshaker. We are eliminating that from my salon right now. No handshakes, no hugs, unfortunately. And I can't wait to go back to that because, this is a feel-good business and that's part of the nature of what we do. So again, this is temporary stuff right now, but I think this is a way that we can start looking into what it's going to look like and start preparing ourselves mentally for this as well. Also, no plus ones. You cannot bring your kids and your daughter and your friends and your boyfriend, sister, and just hang out at the salon anymore. It's not going to happen. It's one client at a time. That's it. Unless they're both getting services from 2 different stylists, of course. But you can't have excess people just sitting in there and possibly bringing in germs and etc. What else? Of course, sanitizing all the time. Barbicide sprays on every single station. That's a given. That's something we're going to have to do for the rest of our lives and should be doing anyways. Touchless as much as possible. Let's try to get as touchless as much as possible. Credit card transactions. Do we do cash? Do we not do cash? Do we do pre-booking? Do we cash out the client prior over the phone? I mean, there's so many different things we can do now, but as touchless as much as possible. And of course, appointment only. We're not going to be taking walk-ins from the street here. And my last but not least, what does reform look to you? How about a lesson that maybe most of us have learned? How about saving money and budgeting our money? Having a 3 to 6 month plan ready to go in case we have any other issues again, in case we get back to this situation and we're not stuck, that we're waiting for the government to help bail us out. We need to start saving. And it's amazing what if you save a small percentage of your paycheck every week and even form it into like an IRA or just different money market plans. There's so many things we can do. How about making sure you save X amount of money per week to go into your safety stash to get you through at least 3 to 6 months. I hope this video gave you some hope, some ideas, and some forward thinking to be proactive. You guys, we're all in this together. We will get through this, and we need to remain positive and focused and prepared as much as we possibly could. Let's do this, guys. We got this.